Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you people doing here? Back again with another 2022 FIFA World Cup team preview here, and today I'm going to be previewing the Poland national team. That's right. So heading into this World Cup, obviously, I'm going to be representing USA and Poland, since obviously, I come from a Polish background. But, I really want to give my honest opinion on how I believe this Poland team can do, especially in a very, very difficult group with Argentina, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia, because that's the group Poland got drawn up against. And obviously, since Poland has to play those teams, I'm wondering what game plan does Michniewicz have for playing, especially teams like Mexico and Argentina, because obviously the Mexico game for Poland is going to be a crucial one to see how well this Poland team can do and if they can compete against the top teams, because obviously Mexico, despite them struggling, they still are a very competitive team, as they have proven in past World Cups that they can still, take on any team, no matter which group Mexico gets drawn up against. And then on the other hand, you have a really good Argentina team that has the features of Messi, Di Maria, arguably the two best players for the Argentina national team. So for Poland, obviously, this is going to be a very, very challenging group, because obviously heading into the Argentina game, I think that Poland, they might be doomed against Argentina. Now, this is not me being pessimistic, really, but I'm being realistic here at the same time, because against Argentina, I don't think Poland has a chance. However, against Mexico's football team, I think that the Poland national team can match up pretty well, I have to say, against the Mexico national team here. Obviously, Mexico, them having their own good players too, and their own quality players as well. Obviously, at the end of the day, for Poland, I think a lot of it is going to be determined, or I think resting on the shoulders of Lewandowski, because obviously Lewandowski, he's the main reason why Poland have been such a good team in the past. I have to say, in the past 5 years now, he's the main reason why Poland have been able to qualify for Euro 2016, why they've been able to qualify for the 2018 World Cup, and he's obviously another reason why Poland managed to qualify not just for Euro 2020, but obviously for the 2022 World Cup, which is going to be later this year in Qatar, which I am super looking forward to. But heading into this World Cup here, obviously my biggest hope for the Poland national team is wondering whether Michniewicz's tactics will work and whether we truly can perform better than we did in 2018. Because obviously at the World Cup in 2018, Poland, yeah, they flopped in Russia despite them being ranked as the 8th best team in the world prior to that World Cup. Unfortunately, Poland were not able to perform well at the World Cup. And now heading into this year's World Cup, obviously I still have reason to be optimistic about Poland, but at the very same time, I think that for Poland, they're going to be having a very tough mountain to climb, especially, when you have to, especially playing a good team like Mexico, which obviously has a very experienced squad, and obviously they got their veteran keeper still in Ochoa, and obviously whenever the World Cup arrives and whenever Ochoa plays in a World Cup, he always gives off very impressive performances, whether it's him, being able to hold Brazil to a draw at the 2014 World Cup, him being able to keep a clean sheet against the then defending World Cup champions in Germany in 2018. So Ochoa, he's obviously a very underrated keeper. But for Poland here, I think the biggest question is going to be to see how well can we be structured defensively as a team, because obviously for front attack, I think we have a very decent front attack with Lewandowski, with Milik, with Zielinski. I think our front attack is looking pretty solid, I'd have to say, for the most part. But just my biggest concern is our defense, because one area where I imagine Poland might struggle at the World Cup is defensively, because I think our back four is going to be crucial to determine how well we perform in the group stage matchups, especially against the teams of, Mexico, Argentina, Saudi Arabia. I think that Poland's back four is going to be the biggest thing to watch out for, and I think it's going to also rest on that particular area of need in our team, is just to see how well can our back four perform, especially against the front attack, against the deadly front attack of Messi, Di Maria, Paulo Dybala, and all that stuff, because obviously Argentina, they boast arguably one of the best, if not the best front attack in this entire World Cup here, especially besides teams like Brazil, obviously Germany for the most part, and England too. Those are my top 4 teams that I think have the best front attacks at the World Cup prior to the World Cup. But for Poland, obviously the best player in our front attack is obviously Lewandowski, because not only has he been the most consistent performer for Poland this entire, especially from the time he debuted for the Poland national team, but I think he's made a very big impact on the team, with him, being that leader, and obviously him being the top goal scorer for the Poland national team. So obviously one factor of consideration that I really have about the Poland national team just is wondering whether we can be structured really well defensively as a team, and whether our midfield can, learn how to control the ball and control the tempo of the game. Because I think to myself that if we really want to have a realistic chance of being able to get wins over teams like Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and Argentina, of course, at the World Cup, which is probably a slim chance that it's going to happen. But if we do want to have a chance against those teams, then we have to figure out how well can we perform in midfield, because obviously us having Lewandowski isn't enough, because obviously Lewandowski, that's just one player, and the World Cup is based off of teamwork. You can have the most fancy striker names on your team, but at the end of the day, all that matters is how can you produce, how well you can produce the results. And that's where I feel like Poland have struggled. And obviously for Michnevich at this World Cup, I think it's going to be a very big task for him to see whether he's truly the right manager for the Poland national team, and whether he can figure out how to utilize his tactics, and hoping that his tactics don't backfire. Because obviously if Michnevich can improve his tactics, then I think we do. If Michnevich's tactics, in other words, turn out to be very effective, then that's the only way how I see us, being able to get wins over Mexico and Argentina, mainly in this group stage at the World Cup. So that's that. And obviously we still have our best defender, Kamil Glik, in defense, who obviously has been the leader in our defense. We still got Matty Cash, who's going to be playing in his first and ever World Cup, and I can't wait to see how he's going to perform as a fullback at the World Cup. So obviously, I think we have a fairly decent squad. Obviously, we got Szczesny as the keeper, so I think we have I think we have overall a solid team heading into this World Cup. I hope it can be a better team than obviously the 2018 squad, where, we flopped. But at the end of the day here, I'm still very optimistic about the Polish national team heading into this World Cup, especially for the games, with Argentina, Mexico, Saudi Arabia. I can't wait to see what Poland can do against those teams, because obviously if we want to have a chance of particularly mainly being able to get wins over Argentina and Mexico, which I think are going to be the 2 most crucial games for Poland in this group stage, then they have to find a way how to play well as a midfield and just learn how to defend. Because obviously if we don't know how to play in midfield, and if we keep losing possession of the ball at the World Cup, like how we did in 2018, where we struggled at just being able to open up the opposing team's defense, then obviously we're going to be in a rude awakening again, just like the 2018 World Cup. So obviously I hope we're not going to see a repeat of that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my preview for the Poland national team heading into this year's World Cup. I really have nothing much else to say here in this video other than, hey, let's see how well we can fare off over the 2 main powerhouses in this group, Argentina and Mexico, because those are going to be the crucial games. Because I do think we have a chance, against Saudi Arabia. I do see us winning over that team, but Argentina and Mexico, yeah, those games are going to be the ones to really watch out for. So yeah, that's the video. See ya.